Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jalal and I'm the founder of Client Flow, a 7-figure client acquisition company in which we scale agencies, consultants, and coaches to multiple 7 figures. Today, I wanted to actually show you the exact content system that we are using for our own company and also implementing in the client businesses through which we scale them, and that becomes a source of client acquisition for them. And no, this is not a normal type of content that you just record a video and then upload it on different social media platforms and you will get clients. This is a content format which is actually a structured approach, and I'm giving it to you. This is a system that if you wanted to implement, then I can guarantee you that you can easily get consistent 4 to 5 appointments a week from the content only, right? And people believe that content is actually a slow process, right? Well, actually it is a slow process, but if you properly implement it, I think this is going to be the faster and the most exponential form of content and client acquisition machine for you and for your business, right? So you have to understand the power of it. And why I'm saying this, because I've seen personally, although my channel and my social media sites are low, but the strategy that I've adopted and that we are using for our client has actually worked tremendously. And for me also, it has generated clients that I haven't even thought of that they will come, right? So this is something, because the world is changing. It's now the attention economy, and everyone is going to trust those that they can connect to, right? So the level of information is increasing, as I previously said in that video. Why would someone trust you, right? If you don't have any background, or you do any offer that you do, that's nothing, right? Everyone is doing a lot of offers, and in our industry, in service-based industry, the competition is increasing. It's now cutthroat, right? And why people, like in any business that you reach out, they're being reached out by thousands of other people. So why would they trust you, right? And why would they trust you? Today we'll have to talk about it, right? So if you have a base of content behind you, which actually show exactly who you are, right? What you talk about, what's your thought process, how you work. These are all the things which you have behind you, actually support you, and it builds the trust subconsciously, and the client becomes, they fall into your spectrum and they trust you and they become ultimately your client, right? So the content scaling that we will be talking about is actually really, really important. And we have like the whole, the formats that we have like the YouTube, Instagram, and we have the Facebook and LinkedIn, right? So how we use it, right? We have these 4 big channels, and we have also a lot of other channels, but if you build a brand on these 4, then I think you don't need any other channel, right? But in these 4, you also don't build a brand on all of them, right? You just focus on the primary one, and then you propagate your whole content and distribute it to all the rest of the platforms, right? And so we have 2 formats of content. One is the text one, and other one is like the main video type of content, right? And the most engaging type of content is obviously the video, right? Because there you have a lot of details, right? And client can connect to, and you can get a lot of data, right? But first we start from the post, right? So what I do, and what is like the most successful and the most, because in here the quality matters as well as the quantity, right? You can't neglect the quantity. If for example you're making a quality video once in a month, then for a whole year you have only 12 videos, and that is not good, right? So algorithm needs that constant feed in, right? And for that purpose, you need to be there. You need to show up regularly, and you need to have a proper system in which you can go ahead and create them, right? So as attention span is decreasing, so we want to give the quality, right? And for that, like X, the platform, the Twitter is actually great for text, right? So you have like 250 words limit, right? You use normal account, don't go for the lengthy posts, right? 3 tweets a day actually gives you 3 forms of content that you can repurpose on different social media platforms, right? So all the 3 tweets that you do on Twitter, you can repurpose it on different social media platforms. Like you can take a tweet, a picture of that, and you can post it, upload it on the Instagram, and the same on the Facebook and the LinkedIn, right? So these 3 platforms are directly covered from your tweet, and that is also 3 times a day, right? And that 250 words, you try to maximum, you try to think maximum, leverage the words, and try to get the idea in as much short space as possible, right? Because a lengthy post of a lot of words, people don't read that now, right? Because the attention span and the attention recurring span. So you have to do that, and that becomes really, really engaging, right? And it starts gradually to, people want to see your post, right? Because in short span of time, you have a lot to say, and that actually gives you that credibility. So number first, that was done. That is on the text side, right? You want to do that consistently 3 times a day, and this will give you a lot of quantity, and you're on all the platforms. So anyone who is on different platforms, they're seeing you regularly on daily basis, right? The other one, the most important one that we'll have to focus is actually the video form content, right? And in the video, we have like short form video content, which we call the reels, shorts, and all that. And then we have the long form content, right? So in here, the priority for us is going to be also we have to limit our approaches. We have to dedicate a specific approach to each one, right? Short form content is actually important for virality. It's actually also important for attention generation, right? So any reel or any short video that you create is actually at giving you the attention and the speed, which is actually really important. And all the meetings that are talked about, or the clients that you want to get, that actually short form content become a source of that, right? And most of the people think that it is not that effective, but if you use it effectively, if you know exactly who you're targeting, right, what is your positioning, then I think it becomes really a source of consistent client base for you, right? So in here, YouTube is actually our main center, right? We go and distribute the whole content from YouTube, right? And what we do is that we build long video, right? For example, a long video format, the one that I found out successful for different channels while doing the research is actually like a 10 to 20 minutes video, right? Or 20 to 30 minutes. That's a long form video, right? And from that video, what you do, you can do like, for me, it's like 3 videos per week, and that's a lot for a lot of people, right? That's the quantity. So because I want to also adjust the quality with the quantity, right? So the goal is actually to get this much content out there on YouTube with that form of the 10 to 20 minutes. And from that 20 to 20 each video, long form video, you can actually create 2 to 3 shorts, right? So from the one video, you're getting 3 shots, and from 3 video a week, you're getting 9 to 10 shots, 9 to 10 short form content that you can repurpose on all the platforms, right? On YouTube Shorts, right? On Facebook Reels, on TikTok, right? And it is actually giving you, like, you're uploading a lot of content, right? You're uploading daily, right? On the post side and also on the short form content side. And so this become really a source of continuous presence for you, and the algorithm feel that, yeah, this is actually the continuous input and I have to promote it, right? And again, these are the specifics, but that is the actual goal and the actual thing that I wanted to explain to you. But your goal is going to be the YouTube, right? And so you focus on the long form content, you create content, and how you do that, you actually plan out the content strategy, right? And I will also share this one below in the description so you can access it. And so the strategy that we use and we share, you can create one time, right? The topics that you can set for the whole month, you can also do that. You can also plan out weekly, right? So all the recurring things like, thumbnail design or the topic setting or the timing for the video or the scripting, you can do that in advance, right? So you just go out there and then create your own post, or whatever the video, the format that you want to record in that. So that is really important. These are all the specifics that you want to do. But the important thing in here that I want to touch on is actually, this is the thing, the recurring thing that you need to do continuously. But if you are just stuck in here, which is actually task, then you won't scale, right? Because most of the people, they just do content out there, right? They don't know what exactly their audiences are. They're just posting out there to random people who might not be interested in, because they're in the wrong place. You have to be in the right place with the right messaging. Only then people can resonate with your message and they can, try to contact you. So in here, just doing this task is not, you have to link it to data, right? And when you know data behind your, when you know your states, then that's where you can analyze, and that's where you can find out exactly where you're weak, what you're lacking, and what you have to improve right? So when you know that, then actually starts, you start scaling your content and you work on that, right? So scaling actually in here for me is you track everything, all the reach on different social media platforms, the engagement rate, the cost that you're bearing, maybe that's editor cost or the designing, or if, for example, you're doing yourself, the time cost, any sort of cost that you are bearing, and then the unique viewers that's coming to view your profile, that's actually unique viewers, or a signal that you are conquering different platforms, like different people are coming and now you are growing, right? So that's a really important indicator of growth. And then you track the conversion rates, and then you track the performance of the whole growth of account per month, right? So you track that, you track everything in a Google Sheet or maybe in a different tool. I use the Google Sheet, which is really effective. And then analysis comes in, and in analysis what you do is that you identify the weak areas, you also identify the strong areas. What you do is that you try to remove the weak areas or try to make it really stronger, and then you focus 5x more on the stronger area. For example, you have tested different topics and different formats or different thumbnails, and the one that were successful, actually you focus on that, right? Then you remove the rest, because those are the areas which your client wants. So you don't have to change the data, you have to go with the data, right? Data is actually the source of growth. And then you go ahead with scientific testing, right? And the testing, as I told, the hypothesis creation is really important, right? So what you do is in the content, this is a really important concept. If, for example, you want to solve a problem in your niche, and then you have certain observation, like in scientific approaches that we do, you find out, you do observation that maybe this form of content will actually work, and then you try to form a video or post the content, and then you see the responses, and then you analyze it and track the data. So if that observation of yours, the hypothesis that you created, actually accepted by the market, then that becomes your theory, right, of the content, and then you can use it for the whole flow, right? So you test it, you reiterated the whole process, and this is how you go ahead. Like, so in testing, obviously you can do A/B testing in different formats, split testing, a lot of in multi-variable testing, there are a lot of different formats testing that you can do, and you can also search about it, like how you can do it, right? And then before all of that, the research is actually really important for that. I think Google Trends is really important, and top influencers in your industry, right? So if you know what the trend is, then you can align your own content and your branding with the trends, and it gives you that virality and that capacity. But obviously it's not the short-term game. You have to keep and show up in the long run, and then you can get the whole idea. And influencers that you have, what they're targeting, what videos of them are getting like most views, and then you have the keywords research that is really important, and then you research on the competitors, right? For example, what your competitor are doing and how are they targeting people, right? So if you have that in mind, and the work that you're doing, which approach that they're utilizing, what are the success rate in there, and how you can leverage that, right? And that is the approach which actually is going to work for you. So not just putting in the task, the day-to-day operation that you will do, which obviously you will do. Without it, nothing is, nothing has meaning, right? But the other important thing is actually the data in here, right? Because these two are interdependent. If you don't do the task, then you won't have the data to analyze, right? And if you don't have the data to analyze, then how will you scale, right? So these are the things that actually makes you unbeatable, and you become the master of content marketing. And content approach and personal branding building is actually really, really like the source of attention nowadays. And you have to go ahead. It's like for the rest of the decades, it's going to be, an unbeatable power. So corporations and big industries are also shifting towards it, because they have realized that presence is actually the key. And the attention economy, the TikTok and platforms like that has destroyed the attention span. So you have to go up with that. You have to come up with innovative ideas and gain attention in somehow. And it depends on your capacity and the knowledge that you have. So you have to constantly upgrade yourself in that. So I think that is something that I really wanted to give you an idea of, and the content strategy that you will need. The data analysis part is really important. You have to focus on that. And if any one of you want this whole file, this whole system, then just comment below, right? And I will send it to you, or maybe I will link this in the description. You can definitely go ahead and download it from the website. Apart from that, if you want to join our Facebook community, where a lot of similar, growth oriented people, agency owners, service providers, coaches, consultants, everyone is there. We're talking a lot about, different insights that we share. So you can definitely join there also. And if you are an agency owner, consultant, or coach who want to scale to 7 figures, or who is stuck in anywhere in your agency and you need help in client acquisition and you want to implement our systems, definitely you can reach out to me, and you can book a call below in the description. So I think that's it for today. Thank you so much. Take care. See you in the next one.